This is my boost block. It is an incredible chopping board. It's nice and big. It is a pleasure to cut on, has a beautiful sound, beautiful feel. However, when I first received this as a gift, I noticed that there were a few things that just weren't perfect with it. The finish on the wood wasn't really sanded or polished, there was no mineral oil or conditioner. It didn't look like this board had been finished properly and treated properly. So in this video, we are going to attempt to remedy all of that. We're going to sand this down till it's nice and baby's bottom smooth. We're going to give it a good oiling, a good conditioning, and hopefully bring it back to the state that it should be. Let's jump straight into it. And to start off our journey, we have got a whole bunch of sandpaper. I have a lower grit, which is quite coarse, a slightly higher grit, which is still coarse, but a little bit in between, and some very, very fine 1000 grit sandpaper. So hopefully, between the three of these, we can attempt to get some of the sort of like rough, uneven surfaces back down to the state that they should be in. Let's, voiceover Steve can take it from here.
We are starting things off with our coarsest, low grit 100 sandpaper, which is here to remove a lot of these surface imperfections. Also, very important,
I would recommend wearing some sort of mask or like protective wear because there's going to be lots of like wood dust in the air and you probably don't want to breathe that in. Thank you, COVID.
Now, I don't have any proper sanding tools, so I'm just doing this by hand, which is more than fine, as we don't really want to strip away too much of the wood, but we just want to refine the surface. I'd also recommend rubbing the sandpaper in line with the grain of the wood. If you have an end grain cutting board or it's not clear where the lines of the grain are, a simple back and forth motion works just fine. I'd recommend taking some extra care to sand away a little bit of a smooth bevel on the edges, as well as really getting into any grip handles if you have them on the side. And make sure that smooth sanding is consistent throughout the whole board. Now, once we're done sanding down the whole board, before moving on to our next finer grit sandpaper, I like to give the board a really nice wipe with a damp towel. This allows me to not only better inspect my progress, but also I can feel any imperfections and see them really well. Also, it's incredibly satisfying. Moving on, we are stepping up to a 180 grit sandpaper, and to prevent the board from moving around too much while sanding, I added this extra piece of grippy rubber underneath, which I use when I'm chopping on the board anyway. And we're just going to repeat the exact same process as before and give the whole board a really good sanding going in line with the grain of the wood. And once everything feels nice and even, we're going to give it one more satisfying wipe clean to inspect our work. Okay, so if the first sanding was to buff out the imperfections and the second grit of sandpaper was to establish a really nice smooth finish, this 1000 grit sandpaper is the potentially unnecessary overkill that will bring the surface to a beautifully polished finish.
Oh, okay. I think we have successfully sanded this. This already feels insanely smooth, like it feels way better. Oh, what a breath. Manual labor. This feels way better than the state it was in before already. I cannot wait to get this thing oiled up. But before we do that, I just want to go ahead and scrub this down inside of the sink with some hot soapy water to make sure we have no like residual wood dust or whatever. And then we'll let it dry out really well. We don't want any moisture to have been absorbed by this to stay in here once we oil things down. So we're just gonna wash it, dry it, and get into the oiling stage. We have finally made it back. This thing is looking beautiful, looking really, really nice and smooth. So now it is time to oil things. Basically, this is like a food grade mineral oil, and what it's going to do is create a really nice, shiny, waterproof, antibacterial-ish layer on top of the wood. We're gonna let this soak for a full day or at least overnight. And now the fun part, we get to start oiling.
For a big, dry, thirsty board like this, I would start with at least a good 2 to 3 tablespoons of mineral oil. You can use a cloth or a kitchen towel to wipe this around, but they end up absorbing a lot of the oil, and I just really like using my hands for this. I can feel where the board is dry and hungry for some more oil, and also it's a really satisfying feeling. Be liberal with the oil and coat both sides really well. The oil gets soaked into the pores of the wood, and this saturates them to the point where it becomes really nice and water resistant, which prevents a ton of bacterial growth in and around your board. Take note to use a mineral oil and not just any old olive or cooking oil, as these can go rancid after a while.
Oh, okay, this was so incredibly satisfying. I feel like we have a really good liberal layer of oil. I think we're going to continue this process tomorrow. I'm going to let it sit overnight, and I'll get back to this. Catch you soon. I don't know if this shows up on camera, but this looks so good. So smooth, so nice. Okay, so we have this beautiful board. We have sanded it down, we have coated it lovingly with mineral oil. Let that sit overnight so it can absorb some of that oil and really create a nice waterproof antibacterial layer to it. Following that, we wiped off the excess oil, we dried it off, and this board in theory is perfectly good to use, but there could be an extra step that takes it to the next level. Now there's a product called board conditioner, whatever. It's basically a combination of the same mineral oil, which we used yesterday, as well as a little bit of beeswax, which makes your board basically like waxed, waterproofed, and just like much cleaner to use. I think BoostBlock make their own product, so they make their own mineral oil, they make their own conditioner. I just found this on Amazon. It was reasonably priced. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to buy any of this stuff, or if you want to check out the board, maybe do some window shopping. They are affiliate links, so I will get a kickback if you do purchase, but there's no extra cost to you guys. But yeah, conditioning time.
Now, at first I was a little bit cautious about adding this extra conditioner step, because on my previous board restoration project, I didn't do things super properly and I ended up with a well-restored board, but it had almost a reflective matte finish to the surface of it. This time, I was meticulous throughout the whole process, and I was relieved to see that this wasn't the case. And instead, I could wipe on a nice thin layer of this oil and wax combination to give a beautifully shiny, waterproof coating to this magnificent chopping board.
And here we have our finished board. It honestly looks, feels, and smells even better than any new board that I've got. And one note about the conditioner and that like little wax layer. I kind of like it, and one thing which I do like in particular is that you're going to get little like knife marks inside of your board. That's kind of hard to avoid unless you sand it back like super far. And the wax just kind of like softly fills those in a little bit. It feels like it has this really nice waterproof layer. I'll let you know how this lost the test of time. Eventually I'll be doing a review of this board. You can subscribe over here if you would like to see that review eventually, or you can check out another product like review video thing over here. Thank you so much for watching. If you give this a shot and it helps you restore one of your boards, that'd be amazing. Let me know about that in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.